guys, I am going to be doing 3, possibly 4 if I have time, DIYs today for spring. And I am going to be making a flower curtain using Dollar Tree roses. So I've got a bunch of different colors, and some of them were just left over from my Valentine's projects. So I am just going to be using those, and I'll be cutting them up prior to filming so that I won't be doing that on screen. And then I have this large dowel that I bought, at Walmart, and it was really cheap. I don't even remember. It was under $1. So I was thinking of staining it, but then I'm like, you know what? I kind of like the idea of it being like a natural wood. So I'm just gonna leave it, not gonna paint it. So this is gonna be a really simple project. And then I'll also be using, let me grab it real quick, either this yarn that I got at Dollar Tree or some of this nautical, what do they call this one? Oh, this is jute cord. So it's a little thicker, stronger than what you find at Dollar Tree in jute. So I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided which one I'm going to use, because I have seen some of those curtains with yarn as the primary hanging string. So we'll see. Meanwhile, I am going to cut these up and then we'll get started. So now we're going to go ahead and measure this into 4-inch sections, which is where the jute is going to be tied and the roses will be placed. All right, and here. It doesn't have to be perfect, just close. Here. So you can see I'm making marks 4 inches apart. Over here, 2, 3, 4, here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that part's done. The glue gun's on. Now I think I'm going to use this. When I pulled it out, it's a little curly, but I think that eventually it will straighten out. So we're going to start on the end here. I am going to tie it around, but I'm also going to glue it because I want it to have that tied look, but I also want it to stay on. Okay, so I fixed it. I put it over the glue, and I hope that the glue was still hot enough to hold it there. I'm gonna knot it again. I just don't want it slipping off the end. So, yeah. Okay, so that's the first one. Okay, so I just measured behind my headboard and I cut it so that when it's very close to the ceiling where I'm going to hang it, that it will hang down below the headboard sight line. So let me see how long that is so I can measure out the other ones. Okay, so I'm going to do 60 inches, 60-inch strips, and I have about 10, so let's go ahead and cut them. I'm going to go ahead and start tying them on, and I'm just going to put a little dab of glue right where I'm tying them on these markings. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm still learning this YouTube setup here, so just bear with me. You guys, I really think this is going to be a super, super easy project, and it won't even take that long, and I mean, you're gonna get a beautiful, beautiful floral curtain out of this for a really, really good price. So I will probably fray the ends of each one of these and trim them so they all are even. But that's a start. And again, I said they don't have to be perfect. Just get them on your markings best you can, and it'll be beautiful. Okay, I'm on my last one here. So I'm gonna go ahead and tie on the last one. Yay! You guys, so easy. So easy. Totally like shocked at how easy this is after looking at how expensive they are. Because I first saw these at Hobby Lobby. Uh-oh, my light went out. I'm gonna have to fix that. Okay, so now we are ready to start gluing on the flowers. So I haven't decided which pattern I'm gonna do those in yet. I have, I did show you some of the bunches of flowers that I have. I don't really have an even amount of all the flowers, so I think I'm just gonna try and lay out a pattern. Okay, so I've been measuring and cutting roses and deciding how far apart they're going to be. So let me move this over. So I'm going to start on this end, and I'm going to do 9 inches apart, and the first one's going to come 9 inches from the top. So I'm not going to be exact because it's okay for it to be a little on the messy side. It's not a big deal if it's not perfect, because this is kind of like shabby chic, so it's fine if, again, if it's not perfect, it's fine. So don't agonize over it. Just get your flowers glued on. You can cut the backs off later. Get them kind of where they're supposed to go, and try not to get your fingers in the glue because it hurts. And that is exactly why I should be wearing my little gluing protector, hot glue protector for my finger, so I can push these down onto the strands. And they're really light, so they're going to stay really easily with the hot glue. I am not concerned about how it's going to stay on, or even which way it might want to lay, because it will be on the wall, and so I'll be able to just flip these the way I want them. And we'll pull all these glue strings off later. So first one's on, and we're on our way. Having a little trouble keeping this thing in the right place, but I have my flowers in order behind me on this bench. So again, I'm just, so like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. We're just trying to get it close to 9 inches, okay? So there's the spot. I'm going to put the glue onto the flower and not onto the jute. I'm going to stick it on, and then I'm going to push it down with my little glue, hot glue protector. Yeah, I kind of fought using this thing for a long time, but then after you have a few good 3rd degree burns, you start thinking, okay, I think I'm going to wear that. So first 2 are on. It looks very pretty. So 3 are on. Yay, 3 of them are on. Here, let me hold it up so you can see. I've been gluing and burning my fingers, and I even have the hot glue protector on, but this is what's happening here, just so you can see. I know it's kind of hard because we don't have a good background, but I'm getting there. I've got about 3 strands left, 3.5 strands, because I haven't finished this one. And I had a problem with my flowers falling apart. So my not so smart self didn't consider that when I cut the flowers this flat on the back that they would just fall apart. So I've been having to reinforce the flowers, which ended up taking more time. So here's my advice. If you do this floral curtain, pre-cut your string, do your measurements, cut all your flowers, put on glue protectors on both fingers, thumb and index, and glue all of your flowers, because yeah, that's what has taken me the longest. So I've been at it for about an hour now, and that's because of all the mishaps with the flowers, as well as burning myself pretty badly. But I'm okay, and it's looking really pretty. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and finish the rest of it. I think you guys know what to do. This is pretty straightforward, but I will show you the end product when I have it hanging. I'm going to use this sign that I bought, Take Me to the Ocean, which is really cute, but I plan on using the back. So I've already removed the sticker, but it's really super sticky, so I'm going to sand that down. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off and patch up the holes because this sign's going to be hanging the other way. I'm going to be using these little wood crates from Dollar Tree. I'm going to be going in with my Waverly White on all 3 of these parts. So I'm going to use the sanding sponge. It's a medium coarse grit just to get this off. Because the whole sticker did not come off, and like I said, it's a little on the sticky side. So I send that down a little bit better. You're not going to be able to see it anyhow, so I just wanted to give it a little sand over. And we will go ahead and start painting it with our Waverly White. So anyhow, let's go ahead and put a coat on here. Get it going. Now I'm going to go ahead and paint my crates with the, I think I'll use the smaller brush. So I'm just going to give them a coat, I think just one, because I'm going to be distressing them, so I don't think it needs more than one coat of this paint. All right, time to glue the boxes together. So I'm just going to take some wood glue on the sides of this and go ahead and slather that on. And I'm also going to use a little hot glue just so that it will stick right away. And I don't know if I put too much on or not, so let me get that on there. It looks like it's pretty coated. And then let me put some hot glue there. Let's actually do the hot glue on this one. How about that? Hot glue on one side, and then this on the other. And let's put them together, and there they are. Just so. Let me make sure they're straight. Good. So I'm going to clamp. Let's do that. Okay. So I have a little spatula here, and I'm just going to fill this in with a little bit on the holes like this. Just kind of cover them up, and I'll let that dry. So I'm using some of this apple barrel in pavement to do a little distressing, and I'll just be using a dry brush. I couldn't find my chip brush, so I'm really going to try to just not do too much. So I found this chip brush, and this is going to work fine for this. So I'm going to go ahead and spread out my paint a little bit so that when I put my brush into it, it's literally just going to grab it from the ends. And then I'm just going to start to go back and forth, doing a little strokes here. And the parts that get too much are going to, they can be fixed. And you're not even gonna see that bottom part anyhow, so just gonna, and plus I am also gonna be putting on some lettering, and I'll show you that in a sec, so it's gonna be fine. Okay, so I have my, I did go over it with a little bit of white. I'm sorry, I did that off screen. I'm going to go ahead and take these now, and I will probably put this clamp back on. Actually, I can just leave the clamp on. I don't know why I took it off. Okay, and then from this side, we're gonna go the same. Okay. Flipped over and get it on, and it's going to go right there. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and trim out this little back portion from there because I feel like I don't want that on there. And I got to glue it down, but I've also got to go ahead and glue this little truck to the back of the sticker. So just because we don't want it flopping around. So I'm just gonna throw some glue on there and get that stuck. And then, I don't know how that happened. I'll just put some glue down here on the back of the truck because I'm gonna put it here. So I want the tires to be at the bottom of this thing like this. So I'm gonna put a little glue on the tires, a little glue on the back, but not all the way to the top because the truck is going to go right here in the middle, like that. And I think that looks super cute. I just need to glue this down a little bit better to here. Yeah, like that. Let me put that down. I don't have my little finger protector thing on. And it seems like everything is glued. I think this has been in here for long enough. Now let me show you what's going to go on the top of this. So I'm going to be putting this decal on the top of this planter box, and it says bloom from within. I won't be using this flower part. I'm just going to be using this part, and I think that's going to look really pretty there. So I'm just going to measure out where that's going to go. All right, so I am going to go ahead and stick this down. I've already measured it, so I know where it's going to go. I'm going to put it as close to the top as possible because I'm going to have some flowers in here and I don't want it to hide it too much. So that's going to go right here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and be putting my floral foam inside. I'm going to go ahead and glue it down to the bottom. That way it's not moving all over the place. And then I will add some other smaller pieces in to fill in the sides. So there's one down. Put the other one in. And I'll probably be doing some sunflowers in here, I think. I don't know. I'm going to have to see what I think. Because I'm kind of going with this yellow theme. And so I've got the foam down inside. So I'm ready to go ahead and maybe, we'll see if I need those extra pieces. But I don't think I'm going to need them. So I'm going to be using all of the sunflowers in this one, and I will probably go ahead and include the greenery on these ones because some of the flowers don't have them. So I'm going to keep the greenery on some of these. I don't want the flowers to be too high because I want to be able for you to be able to see the bloom from within. So I'm going to be using my the wreath that I use on my front door all the time. I think this is boxwood. That's at least what I've heard. I don't really know for sure, but I bought this one at the 99-cent store for like, I think it was like $2.50 or something. Anyhow, instead of gluing my stuff into it, I have been just attaching it with twisties. You can also use zip ties. And I had bought this little bumblebee sign at Dollar Tree. So I'm going to add this in to the wreath in the middle using a twisty. And that way, when I want to switch it out for the next season, it'll be really easy to do. I'm going to just bring it into the top here, and I'm going to bring it through these little branches underneath. Let me move this for a sec. So let me show you up close. Right in here is where I'm going to lace it through, and that way it won't just be attached to the actual greenery, because I don't think it's going to hold very well if I do it that way. It'll be attached to the actual wreath, which is much stronger. So I've got it coming through there, and I'm just going to hook it through the top of this. It's pretty simple, right around the top. And I'm just going to twist it in, and we'll see how it looks. See if it works out and that it doesn't look funky. Let me see. I think it worked, but let me show you how it looks. So really cute. Yeah. So that's the first step. I got the little bee in, and it says welcome, so it's perfect for the front door. I'm also going to be using these white sunflowers from Dollar Tree, and I'm also going to be using these orange and the yellow. And I cut all of them, except I didn't cut these orange because I didn't know if I was going to be using them or not. So anyhow, let's get started with putting these on. The stem's pretty long, and since they are wire, it'll be really easy to attach them in here. I think this came out really cute. Just have to push some more of this boxwood down and bring the little bee to the front, and there we go. I go in with my Waverly White to paint this small dessert cup, which is going to be the pillar for the top tier of this tray. I was a little bit nervous about using this dessert cup because I was wondering if it would be strong enough to hold it up, but the plate that's going on the top is also a lightweight plastic, so I think it's going to be just fine. So I had previously glued the candlestick onto this blue plate and found out that I did not have a top tier for this one. So I might just leave this one as a single cake plate, or maybe I'll add it later. But at any rate, I'm going to be working on the white and the matching one that goes with that. So I'm adding the E6000 to the top of this candle holder, and I'll be adding some hot glue in as well, just to get it to stick right away. And now we are ready to add our second tier to this beautiful floral spring tiered tray. But first I'm going to go ahead and put a second coat of Waverly White onto this dessert cup. Now I am gluing this small round wood piece to the bottom of the top tier plate because I think that it needs an extra surface that this dessert cup can adhere to. So I just felt like it would be a good reinforcement. I really love the Pioneer Woman line at Walmart. I think it is absolutely gorgeous, and I wish I could collect more of her pieces. It's just that her colors don't actually go with the color scheme that I have in my decor, but it's just absolutely stunning. Now I'm going to place some of the E6000 onto the bottom of the dessert cup, and then I'll be adding some hot glue to get it to stick right away. I'm sorry for being off screen, you guys. Sometimes I forget that I'm filming when I'm doing these projects. I'm measuring to see where my top tier should go on the bottom plate, and I'm trying to just make sure that it is really centered. Now it's the final step, you guys. I'm going to put the glue on the bottom of this dessert cup, and I'll be gluing it onto that bottom plate. Once again, I will go ahead and add some hot glue to this so that I can get it to stick immediately. This really was a pretty simple DIY, and I really love doing these tiered trays because I think that they really add something to your decor. I am going to be placing some really cute items on top of this when I finish.